Gyro Riedewald, how would you sum up his influence in the short time that he's been here so far?
Yeah, we've just been talking about it. Possibly one of the most low maintenance players you could ever wish to work with, and just gets on with his job off the pitch. Delight to work with, intelligent guy, and on the pitch you can see why he's played in the Premier League for so long, and why he kept getting contract after contract at Crystal Palace. So delighted to work with him, and a player that we'd love to work with a little bit longer as well.
Are the mechanisms in place for that?
Yeah.
Is it kind of set in stone that there is a deal at some point?
No, I think it's just a conversation now. We knew what he was about from a technical point of view, and how he played the game. We've watched him, we've analysed him. There's always, from that fitness point of view, how he comes into the group, and how he comes into the building, especially when he's not played a lot of football previous. But you can see he's handled that fine, coped with it fantastically well, and a little bit sometimes might liken it to sort of the David McGoldrick sort of situation when he first come into the football club. It's really a confirmer on maybe from a physical point of view, and for him to look at us as well. And I'd like to think that he'd be quite happy in terms of extending his deal here, and how we've been towards him, and we've certainly been delighted with his contribution. Just brings a nice calmness and a steadiness about our play. He drops on second balls. He gets the first pass out. He smooths the play. He's not going around crashing into tackles all over the place. He's not spraying 20, 30, 40, 50-yard wonder balls all over the park, but he just keeps us ticking over, and he's a vital ingredient, especially over sort of this last sort of 2 or 3 games in terms of our performances and results.
You obviously had a very good week. Leicester City, the next challenge. What do you want to see as an upgrade from your team going down there?
Well, upgrade or consistency, really. I said to Danny after in terms of always the biggest compliment, and I've said it to the players, always the biggest compliment that can be given myself, the coaches and the football club, is they know what they're going to get when they play Sheffield United, and I think that's sort of coming together now. Not always guaranteed the result, but performances. We want 7s and 8s out of 10. We don't want a 9 out of 10, and we don't want a 4 out of 10. We don't want to go from there in games as well to there as well, which obviously we did it in a couple of the games. Preston game, possibly the most recent one. So consistency is really key. We go to a club that I would say, from the teams that have been relegated out the Premier League, one of the strongest group of players that there's been, and just shows you how difficult this division is for anybody. I suppose as well, when you look at it, and you suppose when you see what happened at Man City sort of last season, what happened at Liverpool this season, how difficult football is to win games, and what can happen when you're on a downward trajectory a little bit in terms of results over a short period of time. No doubt, I'm not going to talk too much about Liverpool and Man City because there's an incredible amount of respect, but this is what can happen. Regardless if you spend a load of money or whatever, you can get into that sort of situation where winning games is tough. But arguably for me, the best group of players, winning the trophies they have done over the past 10 years, FA Cups and Premier League and being in Europe as well. And I suppose just how easy at times it is to lose games and to come out of a division, regardless if you've not spent anything or very little, or you spent a shed load of money. So a big challenge for us. They can produce performances if they want to, and they fancy it. They turned over Stoke a couple of weeks ago. They were second or third. I think drew at home to Coventry as well. So the results have been okay, but I suppose from from the supporters' point of view, and maybe and above, I should imagine, like maybe a couple of the clubs, and us included, they would have been expected to be higher up in the division.